Hello, and welcome back, Northstar, with another episode of my Rebel Inc. Let's Play, Dollars and Disasters DLC. I've got here the journalist, which I've not really used before, but apparently there's a penalty. The coalition facilitators, as it calls them, the billionaires bribers, basically, um, in zones that you don't have intel. So this is one of the few times this might be useful, especially since facilitators are weak no matter what, so none of these are probably terribly useful. And I can now take the local politicians, so need the doctor, farmer, village elder, or town planner as much. Intel can, of course, be useful for getting initiatives in zones faster if I use the facilitators to gather intel. So I'm going to give this a shot in credit manager so I can just go hog wild with early initiatives. Well, maybe not wild, but be more aggressive with them. The local politician foreign minister means I can probably afford the reputation loss. All right, I'm going to give this my best shot. We'll see how it goes. So this I was gonna, or maybe do some Mount and Blade Warband. Just thought about doing a video of that, just mess around the arena a little bit. Or I don't know, I'd probably just end up doing some trade routes or fighting brigands, you never know. But it's a good game. I like that it's even a game where there's a power draw ability. I like games of archery, it's just like an archery skill, but there's no relation to strength when draw weight matters with bows. Of course, the best game for this, I think, is the Elder Scrolls Morrowind, where many people don't know, but your strength attribute affects the damage you deal with bows. They're not crossbows. Actually, I had a ludicrous game going on that with the Morrowind code patch where I uncapped attributes and skills. Otherwise, they're both limited to 100, and it is possible to get those actually via use of some people call an exploit, going to jail over and over. Ooh, we started in control of an urban area with the local politician. Anyways, oh, I have to select where to put my HQ. Put it here because this area is hard to control. I don't get any bloody garrisons. It's the Billionaire. Music is pretty rad on this map. Billionaire deploys coalition facilitators instead of soldiers. Although weak in combat, they spend funds to bribe insurgents to stop fighting. Yep. Still trying to watch my money just a little bit. Rather than throw it all away. Spacing initiatives has its uses. It does record. Well, actually it doesn't record when you took initiative stuff. Oh well. Having them done different months, I think, helps. I think. Grab school supplies because it rolls out quicker. School expansion is actually usually pretty cheap. And it makes inflation go up faster, which actually get it really high and then it comes down quicker. Ah, yes. U.S. General alleges Millennium Challenge wargame was, quote, fixed. Yeah, that's the wargame where the U.S. simulated a war against Iran and lost horribly in the early stages. Well, it was fixed. So I have to explain. So they had this particularly brilliant U.S. general play as the opposition forces, and he was kicking the ass of the U.S. So they started adding all these complete arbitrary rules that would have never applied to Iran. Like, you can't attack the soldiers when they're on the beach. You can't shoot the helicopters and missiles. You can't do all these things that Iran definitely would have done. And eventually forced him to lose. But he did demonstrate that it was possible for Iran to beat the U.S. Possible, of course, it would have required a general as brilliant as this guy. But since, you know, but I mean, but B isn't beat in direct military engagement. The U.S. probably still would have lost in this urgency if it were had to have invaded Iran 2002, 2003, considering what happened in Iraq. And Iran's a much harder nut to crack than Iraq. Let me be clear, the U.S. should not be invading countries left and right. It's freaking imperialism, and it's not done for the good of the people or to bring democracy. It's done to bring control of U.S. multinational corporations. Women's rights law already. Well, this is unusual. Maybe it's because I already have some green zones. Save. This is a good start, and I do not know if the conservative. It's been so long since I've seen the conservative backlash, but you can probably wait, since the higher your support, the less likely you are to get that. Let's grab universal justice. Justice for women included. Anti-corruption. One, two. Didn't find out what the conservative backlash. Anyways, full reform. It worked out. Mostly I actually wanted to see what the native was, since I hadn't seen it forever, but who knows, that could have cost me this game, so it's probably better it didn't happen. I don't know how. Saffron Fields is always easy mode. It could turn out that this is much harder as the general, this map. Could turn out. Waiting for the cost to come down just a little bit. This. Shoot, I should have done that earlier. There's no actual cost to do an investment portfolio. Here we go. Anti-corruption. some of these guys as soon as I don't have to go into debt to do it. I need intel. Here. I'm getting jobs demands already, so start development discussions. Yeah, I mean, I know they're going to take over that mountain area. Just grab surveillance drones to get intel more places. Oof. They're up here too. Faster. Rapid drone rotation. Aggressive rates. Soar. That's procurement. Well, that's not development because it's cheap. To bribe some of these guys to slow their advance. Coalition's facilitators slightly into debt. There's the camp. Just go into debt for the wrestling league. Gah! Some guys there. So take Y. I'm gonna lose control of the town. Pop up everywhere. In fact, I only have 3 coalition facilitators max. This can be a problem here. There's corruption caused by paying bribes, for sure. militia, essentially a loan to debt. Just do a cover for now. Go fixers. So I'm gonna lose intelligence there. And then intimidation tactics. Actually, I meant to do intimidation tactics by selected fixers by accident, to be honest. Alright. Remember, send these guys here. And terrain system. Gather intel even faster. Precision munitions, reduce the number of Alright, time to return that investment. Grab some anti-corruption. Heavy awareness. Oof. close engagement for sure. Foreign Relations Office, and it's a little pressure that won't work. Just to see the event happening again there. These corrupts fails, I'm screwed, but the sensors on the drones. A little bit helps, I suppose. Improve breeding. Need to make sure that green sun doesn't fall. Ah! Alright. No. That went more poorly than I thought. But, whatever. I don't think I need the Billionaire for the, thing for... I think it's DLC. Governors are probably exempt from the achievement here. Let's just do a normal run. Someone who's not the Billionaire. Tank Commander is difficult, so even with these, I'd rather do Armchair Architect. Sensor. Oh, I don't know. Losing my reputation. War Hero. This should make it interesting go with this Tank Commander. Unless... Already gonna be -4, $8, $12. At least just start with a town. School, regeneration, and literacy drive. Civ stuff is all more expensive. It's general or tank commander, unfortunately. Medical supplies. Victory isn't a terrible place to start. Let's grab school supplies. It's quick. Tanks are fairly expensive, if I recall. Starting with stable zones, though, is critical. This should, in theory, that was the war hero, make this winnable. It's the tank commander. Refugee crisis. This may not be winnable if this goes poorly. Extra corruption, we'll see. This one I can go back to. Soul Run goes tits up. Tanks can obviously win battles easily, but they can't gather intel. Interpreters and guides was more, so they would not upset people as much. National soldiers. garrisons early. Oh, there's Sergeant Camp there. Just barely stopped that zone from being captured. To the garrison thing earlier. Alright. This is a problem. Apparently the green zones don't restabilize instantly if... So I have to do more military stuff earlier. I don't need the coalition guys for a bit. Still increased corruption. Should wait to have a little might actually build the garrison. Some zones are $3, most are $4, but 6? Really? Whatever. It's positioned support Charlie Yankee, so it's not terrible. Yeah, the deployment of these guys doesn't start ticking down until I actually deploy them. Oh, nice. Got refugees housed here. Can meet their water demand. Civil support. And actually stabilize Alfa Romeo. Decent time. Let's grab an encryption. So, thing I'm worrying, it doesn't hurt to stop in zones on the way. It's where you're going. You can often gather some intel. Of course, if there's a garrison, it's pointless because they gather intel locally too. But district reps take a little while to find camps. Soldiers will counter them almost instantly. Encryption too. Rack up lots of combat victories this way. Darn it. At least do less disruption there. Basic sanitation for support. Shit, I can't win this. Not like that, anyhow. Can't be losing Charlie Whiskey. Tram insurgents. Grab water supplies. international assistance. I'm doing things differently as I really need infrastructure. Roads. So I can get around quicker and enter the zone with tanks when the roads are developed enough. Chairs prepared to help. Amid access. More trouble by corruption and lack of stability. Really need the money. Here we go. Anti-corruption's not $12. Roads gives a little support. Helps with trans in the some of the worst areas. Or healthcare. Expanded. Can't afford to lose an urban area. Garrisons. People are always going to be overextend. Basic sanitation. Suffering lack of stability. Personal health program. Can I retape these guys? No. Discussions. Charity can potentially. No, they went for polio eradication. That deals lack of stability. Highways. Ah! How'd I lose stability there? That freaking sucks. Corruption is out of control now. Gonna need local militia to be able to stabilize anything. Adjacent to secure checkpoints for Charlie Yankee. It's harder to captured. Dang, justice, cause corruption is out of control. milking the war hero as much as I can. Universal justice, I desperately need support. Rep. The coalition tanks home. And that's it. I lost. Well, tank commander in the Distant Steppe is ridiculous. He can't enter like half the zones on the map, and it takes a zillion military initiatives till he actually gets troops that can. So depending on where things are in terms of camps and such, it can be really bad. Usually is. Alright, I am going to cut the video here. Quite exhausted. I wish you folks the best. Take care of each other, be kind to yourselves. May you always find a gangster. Until next time, it's Northstar. I need to take at least a short rest. Adieu.